Hey guys, today I'll be showing you on how to influence your opponents to do stuff that they wouldn't normally do. So let's jump straight into it. First off, this is just to help you teach on what you could send. Angola is an actor and these messages are not real. First, you want to always hit them with a little greeting. So hello or hey or hi, anything is good. As long as it's not immediately demanding or something. Now just from this greeting, we can already tell if they're inactive or active, or if they just don't speak English. Now, if they don't respond, they probably don't speak English or they're just inactive. If they are inactive, you can check their buildings to see what they last built. First, you always want to know what you're messaging them for. So in this case, we want to know if we can join their coalition or not. So we're just going to ask them, are you playing solo or not? If they are, maybe you can work together, but I don't suggest it. Just leave them alone. You might get a response like, no, I will discuss it with my team. This can either mean two things. They're either going to attack you soon, or they actually want you in their coalition. There can also be a scenario where they just say, no, but we have to kick someone. In that case, 70% of the time, they will attack you. So always be careful of that, since they're probably lying. For that type of stuff, I do suggest you look at their profile. If they're a good player, they're probably lying. If they're not, they're probably honest. Also take a look at their coalition. If they're not full, they're 100% lying. Now, if they straight up reject you, you either have bad stats or they're gonna attack you. Now let's get into the evil stuff. If you wanna try and get someone to attack another person, this mostly works early game. Late game, it barely works. Unless they're a bad player, it won't work. So first off, don't send a dumb message like this one right here. You will just get them to not trust you, and they might even attack you because of it. For it to work, you always need to give something and receive something. So you just want to be their friend. So you just want to be in their coalition, for example. So just send a nice message to lighten the mood. Maybe get to know them before you send something like that. Say, how are you doing? Or something else. This helps you avoid by getting full sent by noobs on day 3. If you do that correctly, you might get a funny message like this one, saying how mad they are. Now let's cover a few techniques to betray your teammates without them noticing. So first, whenever you leave a coalition, it will send a notification that you're leaving the coalition. To prevent that, just spam out messages with another teammate that's also maybe betraying. Or just do something that gets them a lot of notifications, so they don't see that you're leaving the coalition. They will probably notice, but by that time it's too late. And you already sent all your units to their homeland. Whenever you're betraying someone, make sure you have more units in their cities than they do in theirs. They will probably get the defense bonus, so you always want to get 2 extra troops. Always try and get an airfield nearby, so you can easily destroy their airfields first and completely have air control. Another way to undetectably leave the coalition and betray them is to just tell them a lie, like I'm joining another coalition. They also have a spot for you. 90% of the time this works. If you made it this far in the video, please help support me by using the code FLASHOFCONFLICT when you're checking out. This will give me 5% off every purchase made. So I just want to thank you guys for that. Another way to easily betray your teammates is to just ask them where they're from. From that you can know their time zones, so you can just leave the coalition and time it right so you leave at midnight for them. Sometimes it's also at midnight for you, but we all just sometimes sacrifice sleep for this game. Next up, we're gonna talk about how to save yourself resources and time by making your enemies quit faster. First up, don't send anything toxic. That's just gonna fuel them more to continue the war. Also, don't brag in the newspapers about how you already won. That just won't work, and it's just gonna fuel them more to win. The correct way to go about it is just to send a nice message on why they should quit. If they're a good player, they will care about their stats. So just try and convince them it's not worth to lose your KD over. But you're not always facing good opponents. So you want to make sure they know they're just wasting their own time. Just make sure to include that in your message. whenever you message someone, you might get someone that doesn't speak English. So they will just speak a language to you that you have no idea what they're saying. In that case, you would just want to grab a translator and see where they're from. This can help you in identifying their time zone and making sure you attack them at night. Whenever someone is asleep, they have a huge debuff since they can't see what you're doing. So they will wake up and be heavily demoralized since you killed most of their units. Also try and take their provinces. This doesn't help you in the long run, but it does help you demoralize them when they do wake up. Try and get them as many red notifications as possible so they will be heavily demoralized. 9 times out of 10 they will just give up once they wake up. Another thing some players fall for is if they get a message like, hey, I just want to make peace since we both lost a lot of troops. 90% of the time this just means they're losing badly and they want peace so they can attack you later. The peace will never be for a long time. It's just gonna be there for a few days so they recover and then they will attack you again. Just don't make peace and know that you're winning. Whenever you're betraying someone, it's also really important you always have right of way. If you don't have it, it's really hard since you have to have troops at their border. So whenever you have a partnership, but it's not through a coalition, just make sure you have that right of way to betray them. Another thing to talk about is reporting people. So whenever someone is multi-accounting, you want to make sure you report them in-game. So there's a support button. If you're on PC, it's outside of the game, I believe. If you're on mobile, it's if you tap on more and then the support button. Whenever you're reporting someone, you need clear proof though. So they need to have sent a message that incriminates them in the private messages, or a newspaper article that also incriminates them. You can report someone if they have multiple accounts in the same game, or if they have if they're working together with multiple coalitions, that's also not allowed. And if they're accusing someone of golding, that's also not allowed. Whenever you send a report, please be nice to the mod that reviews it and make sure you have all the details in there. If you don't send all the details, they won't respond and they won't do anything with it, since they need clear proof. They can go in the game, but they won't take that much trouble for it. They also probably won't respond in a quick time, so just be patient whenever you submit the report. That's it for this video. Don't forget to use my creator code, and thank you guys.